Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. We are today flying the Leonardo Mad Dog, the MD-88, which you can get as an expansion to the MD-82 base pack together with the MD-83. And I haven't featured it a lot on my channel. I think I've flown it a bit with Fly UK when they still had the MD-88 in their lineup. Fortunately they removed it, but Bonair does have the MD-88 in their lineup, and they don't have it for P3D, but they have it for Microsoft Flight Sim, so I was able to convert it for P3D. So in most aspects it should be correct. Actually, I don't think there was any difference in the files when I was looking at them, at least, so should be right. And we are, well, since we're flying Bonair, we are in Africa, in South Africa to be exact. Wait, I'm just gonna have to clean up. I have a lot of junk browser things up. We don't need to have all of these. Some of these I do want to keep up though. Let me see the VAMSs and then the ACAR setup. That one is a bit specific for the... Let me see, do we need this one? No, we don't need that one. Yeah, because it has quite a detailed way to do the ACAR system and setup in that regard. But yeah, we're here at Johannesburg, specifically in South Africa, and we're going to be flying to Durban, if I'm not mistaken. King Shaka International. I think that's Durban, right? Yeah, Durban. So not a long flight, quite short actually, but it's gonna be an interesting flight, a fun flight to do. Mainly because we're flying the MD-88, which is a fun aircraft. Leonardo Mad Dog has done a tremendous work with it, but also because I think, because I don't fly in South Africa too often. Not as often as I would want to be honest. And one thing I'm wondering though about is if I have the flight plan. So I had the VAMSs. I'm not sure if that contained anything on the weather. It seemed to be a bit empty in that regard. Now we have some, but the weather looks fine. So a bit of a bummer. Apart from that, it's very cloudy here, and it did rain when I started this. Well, not the recording, but when I got into the game, but it just stopped raining. But should be fine weather. I'm just quickly gonna check Durban airport for the minimum, so we can just verify that we're not gonna do a flight. That's impossible to. It's around 500 feet. And based on the weather from we'll have in scattered at 4,000 at Durban. And let me see, at OOR Tambo we have let me see, broken at 10, it's becoming that, scattered at 45. Okay, kind of similar, so it's fine. The weather is fine, we won't have any issues. Just to make sure we get everything correctly set up. You can see we have the pink layout, not my favorite one, but that was the one they have for Bonair, so I thought, why the hell not? But yeah, the reason why we're starting here, not doing the walk around, is because we have to do the steps correctly with the ACARs. I don't want to miss anything there. We've set it up properly through the automatic loader. We have loaded the files, and we need to start with the GSX connection. And the way I understand that to be done is you need to, of course, talk to... Oh yeah, now I remember. That is how you need to do it. You need to operate the jetway. We have GSX, that's good. Let me find a good outside view that we can use for the boarding stuff, just to check how it's going. This one looks pretty good. It's not the best airport, this one, the FAOR Tambo. It's the same developer as the Durban one, but I think the Durban one is much better. This one, it's just, I don't know, a bit cartoonish looking. I've never been here myself, but my wife used to live in Johannesburg, so she can probably verify if this is cartoonish looking, but I'm pretty certain it is. Okay, and let's check. Now this is the weird part though, because it's saying that we should connect the jetway to the forward cabin door. And let me see. We should get external power out of that, but I don't think I've gotten any external power. But let's check by putting on the battery. Because we want to connect the ground power unit, right? That's the main thingamabob. I don't think we can do that. Oh yeah, we can do it with the maintenance interphone.
Connect the GPU, please.
That will work.
Stand by.
Stand by. Let's put the EFB on. We won't have any charts, and this one is not the best tool for that, so I'll use my own EFB for those things, but we'll have this one to double check weights, etc. Making sure that that's all aligned with our flight plan. We're gonna be flying with kilos today, so that's something to keep in mind. I don't often fly with that, but from time to time. The anti-collision ones we don't want to do anything on. We're gonna put on the position lights. That should be the nav lights, right? At least that's what I thought it is. Let's get the, maybe we need the external power for a bit more luck in that regard. I think now we have the lights, yeah. So that's good. And yeah, there's a few other steps, but at least we have the most important ones set up, so we can just quickly jump and do the... And before we actually go further, I'm just gonna make sure that we have the lovely chase plane showing, because of the issues we've had before, so we want to have that open and always showing. Okay, I'm gonna jump to A12. So the static outside viewpoint. And we'll do a quick walk around. Just checking, we have the GSX here. We have some west wind. Very little traffic though. I mean, we have 3 aircrafts around us, but it's that's basically nothing. Let me check if I force, if I close the traffic controller and maybe restart. Let's see if that changed anything. No, it didn't, so that was weird. We'll restart it. Hopefully we get some AI. I have it on 45%, so we should have a few. But yeah, this aircraft is one of the reasonable looking ones. Hasn't really maybe taken advantage of everything. I mean, it has PBR, that was one of the updates for P3 version 5, but it's apart from those changes, nothing really spectacular. And I guess in Microsoft Flight Sim, no bigger changes either on the exterior ones, as we still have kind of the same liveries that can be kind of used with some minor tweaking, aka flipping the textures. And here we have, this can't be, is this the air one for the, I don't think this is a GPU, but I could be wrong, maybe it's at the back. And yeah, you can see the engines, they have a bit of an upward angle, so they're not kind of aligned with the fuselage as you would think. Food for thought, but I think that has to do a bit with how you want the kind of plane to operate for stability and stuff, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, things are looking fine. We have the beautiful, what is it, like the JT? Let me check actually which engine type we have. 217. So the little cigars, they look nice. And I've actually flown on, I think, an MD-88 in from Denmark to Athens back in 2016. I think it was Danish Air Transport. It was one of their last flights, if I remember correctly, the pilot. It's funny because I wasn't really that huge of a fan in aviation. The captain was saying, you know, I will miss this plane or something, and I was just tired and wanting to sleep. So yeah, a bit of a miss in that regard. I think they only had like one in that their fleet, interestingly enough. But yeah, that's looking good. We'll jump back in. We can continue with setting this up correctly. I'm gonna just check here. So after that one, we need to get the ACAR stuff. So we want to load everything, etc. We have really old air rack on this one, so that's something to keep in mind. Should probably be updated at some point. So we're going to this one and pre-flight init data, and we're gonna press the init request. We have the original and then the destination one. In P3D it's not FAOR, it's FAJS. So a bit different in that regard, something to keep in mind. Let me check. So this is the init. We got that. And let me check. Is it flight plan? You might want to get. I think we're waiting now for the received messages. It could take a bit of time. Let's make sure we get that. Yeah, I heard a chime. That's good. Can we set this one, or do we need to? Let's get this one set. Okay, and we got some messages. Crew message, preliminary weights. And we can double check, I think, through the weight and balance. This one should be loaded correctly. So 48,751. 46. Okay, a bit of a difference. Is that because it can be a bit of a discrepancy, maybe? Potentially. Let me check also in the system, because we're supposed to be at 47.4. God damn, a lot of variety here in the information today, but okay, we'll I think we'll be fine. I think we can press print and it should print it here. And let me see, if I'm not mistaken, you should be able, that's the takeoff data. We can remove that. I think you're supposed to be able to move this one somehow, the printed data. I just can't figure out where to as of right now, but it should be possible. You can also see from us flying the sorry, not the IXEG, but the Captain Sim 737-300 that it has kind of the same setup here with I guess not, is it digital or what should they be called? But not analog, or steam gauges at least not. Maybe analog is more correct. Okay, so we got some of these preliminary weights. We got the flight plan. And let's see, we can also print that out here. So if we press it like that, where does it end up? Nowhere. Okay, or somewhere maybe. Doesn't really matter. It's not connected the ACAR system, so we won't get the data to update automatically, similar to the FS Labs one. But it's at least good to be aware of that limitation. Easy to get it wrong otherwise. Let me check. There's no specific right in terms of setting the nav, right? Aligning that stuff. Not that I can think of at least. So we'll do the or put in most of the data here. We can use the GNS position. You can go route. And I'm actually let me see, we actually might want to put the init refs first. And we do want to check, of course, our altitude that we're going to be cruising at. Pretty high. 35,000. Cruising winds of 267. 56. +8. The fuel schedule, that's gonna be at 7.9/A. 0 fuel weight. We're just gonna use the data that we've gotten. That's also a different one. 45.9. Talk about having some variation, right? We'll do 1.3 for the reserves. And let me check, did we need anything else? Any data received? We've used the preliminary weights, so we should have actually used the preliminary weights that we received. We can maybe use this one for the ACARs, because this one is likely gonna align better. So that's gonna be 46.9. And I don't think there's any different pages. Okay, so small discrepancy. And let me see. Now call the GSX refueling services. I think that's what we want to do. Our gross weight. Is that even aligned with what we're expecting? Takeoff weight of 56.3. According to this one, according to the VAMSYS, we're expecting 53.6. In terms of fuel, we should be at 7.8 thousand kilos. We're at 2,600. Quite some variety. Taking that into consideration, let's maybe request the fuel. So refueling. So we have a main, we have the selected ones. So this should give us 7.8. I think this means it will come right. Or let me see. Maybe you need to ask the GSX. Oh yeah, we need to ask GSX for it. Sorry, guys. I'm totally blanking here. So we'll get the GSX to do the fueling. whilst we wait for that to do its thing, yeah, let's keep on that one, because what we're gonna want to do is do the PA and emergency light test.
PA and emergency light test.
Emergency lights okay.
Okay, emergency lights okay, we can arm those. And then start boarding by calling GSX services. You don't want to press here, or maybe that's enough. Please use the refueling of your aircraft system. So let me go refueling now. Okay. So now it's refueling. Good. Okay, so I think for the... Let me see. Let me see if we request boarding through this one. Yeah, that seems to start the boarding. Okay, so we need to use GSX. This is a bit, I would say, the biggest problem with this is like it's not very intuitive. You're using the GSX system, then you're using the internal system. The FS Labs system or FS Labs integration is much better in that regard. To be honest, it's not super bad, but yeah, it's a bit more annoying with this one. But you know, it's the Mad Dog, right? It's a bit more old school, I guess you could say. And whilst we're doing that, we will also set this plane or this flight up correctly in Luke Air Tool, or as correctly as we can do. I don't think Bonair had anything in terms of Pack X stuff. I'm just double checking to make sure. Yeah, there was nothing. So what we'll do is we'll just use the generic one again. It's not my favorite, but it will get the job done. So, no, not the Phenom, we want to do the MD. I hate this tool when it comes to picking the planes. MD-88. Guess you can put it as a Boeing. Pax 80. How many do we have? 83? Yeah? 83 packs. So I'm just setting... Yeah, we'll do generic English, because I think we have Polish as the other one. We don't want to do Poland, because we're not in Poland, we are in South Africa. Okay, so from Johannesburg to Kinshasa, we can... yeah, let me check, we want to open the doors. I think it's open though. Passengers boarding started. Are they not gonna get any payload, or am I... Did I miss something? Potentially I did. We'll skip that then. We'll start the boarding from the Luke Air Tool. It should give the welcome message at some point automatically, so we can let that go. Don't need to worry about that. The only thing we need to remember is the boarding audio. And then we need to remember the safety. Yeah, the boarding audio is a bit loud, so maybe we could have done without it, to be honest. But yeah, let's get back to doing what pilots do best, which is planning our flight. Well, yeah, look at that. Quite a discrepancy in terms of the weights we're getting, and odd. Very odd. Okay, so I'm gonna check again the nice manual that I did for myself. Okay, so we want to go back to the A cars, it seems. Because we want to give them the info on the weight and balance. and we are gonna provide that based on the input we have. So we're looking at a trip fuel of not that much, 2609, taxi fuel 181 kilos, block fuel 7818. We can send that. I do love all these kind of steps. It adds to the immersion a bit. Makes me also want to fly the Coolski one, which is a bit different but fun also. Here we're also getting the cargo now, so that's good. Okay, we can't do a direct flight plan uplink, but we can load it as a co-route. Now, how the hell do you do that? I never used the co-route function. Maybe we can skip that, but it's possible. I think you have it here in route, and then maybe you... Oh well, doesn't really matter. We'll do it the old school way, aka manually. It won't be the end of the world. So we'll add all of this origin, and then where we are going. And we are also gonna, I think at this point, we'll start talking to the ATC. Because we have a SID, and we have a star. So hopefully those won't change, but we'll know soon enough. I am gonna change to Bonair from Canadian. Seems like I didn't change that earlier. So Bonair Aviation, yes please. And I'm also gonna start the Pegasus system. Pretty good looking. So let me see, if we start flight, what happens? Okay, so we're connected. Things are looking good. We're flying the Mad Dog. We're at quite a high altitude, over 5,000 feet. The engines are off, etc. And I'm quickly gonna actually check, because they have some NOTAMs that they... So I just wanna see if there's anything key that we missed there. Pegasus, here we go. Pegasus, please remember to start Pegasus prior to push and start. Thanks all. Okay, so that was the only thing we need to remember. Good, or specifically to remember. Okay, apart from that, we'll continue then setting this up. We'll connect cruise altitude 35, yeah that's correct. We'll connect with pilot to ADC and talk to the controllers. Let's just wait. And let's remember, collision light disconnects the external power, so let's not do that, but we'll have to start the APU soon enough. So let's keep that in mind.
Temperature 13, dew point 11. Current altimeter is 3024.
3024.
Arriving runway 21 right, 21 left. Departing runway 03.
And actually we want to change to the metric system. Okay, let's see what we get. And I think we do have
Rain.
a
2,100 scattered. 3,500 few clouds. 4,200 broken. Temperature 13, dew point 11. Current QNH is 1024. Arriving runway 21 right, 21 left. Departing runway 03 left, 03 right.
FAOR Tambo International Airport Information Oscar, 900 local winds are 208 at 12 knots. Visibility 2
Okay,
miles
so
in
quite
light shower rain.
Quite okay winds and some rain. Let me get this anti-fog on. I think it should help clearing the wind shields a bit. We do need to get, or I just realized that we need to get the IFR clearance so we can do the flight plan. So let's do that. Bonair 4003, ready to copy, IFR clearance. Okay, we got the same.
Bonair 4003 Heavy is cleared to Foxtrot Alpha Lima Echo. Fly the APDA 3 Alpha departure then as
We
filed.
got a different departure.
Expect departure,
Okay.
runway 03 left. Climb to flight level 150 via the departure. Expect higher clearances 5 minutes after departure. Johannesburg Radar Director on
Okay,
121.4.
APDA 3A.
Squawk 3341.
150.
Bonair 4003 Heavy is cleared to Foxtrot
And,
Alpha Lima Echo. Fly the APDA 3
And
Alpha
let me get
departure
the flight
then as filed.
directors on.
Climb to flight level
Yeah, we
150
wanna arm
via
the
the departure. Expect higher
altitude.
clearances 5 minutes after departure. Johannesburg Radar Director on 121.4.
3341.
Squawk 3341.
And I'm gonna cheat
Bonair
a bit and put that on so we
4003
don't
Heavy
forget.
readback correct. QNH is 1024. Contact or Tambo apron ground on 122.65.
Okay,
When ready
boarding
for
is
pushback, have a good
completed.
one.
And that gives us the load
QNH is
sheet.
1024. Ground on 122.65. Bonair 4003 Heavy.
And we got takeoff weight, 0 fuel trip, blah blah blah. Our 0 fuel weight, I guess that's 48. Let me just check quickly. You know, boarding is complete and we get another ARL warning. Let's check the receipt message. Final load sheet has arrived. Use the final load sheet to check and edit if necessary the weight data. Okay, so we need to edit the weight data based on this final one, which makes sense. Taking the new data into account. We can acknowledge that. Now we can print it because it's cool to see the printer at work. Cool feature of this aircraft. Good. Anything else then? We can request the 80s, which I think we do here on 80s, and then we can select the airport to get an 80s. Let's get that. While we wait, let's put in the info. Oh, maybe we got it already. Received messages. 80s. Yeah, maybe a bit of a change in the wind. Scattered at 21. Few at 35 or 3,500. Broken at 4,200. We probably won't see all of that. QNH 1024. Very nice. Yeah, I really like this A-card system. It works really well. Well done, Mad Dog. We are taking off from 03 left.
Correct. Scope 3411.
And we are flying the APDA 3 Alpha departure. And I think that doesn't align with our flight plan technically, but that's fine because we had the APDA K1B, but okay. It's a change. We'll have to be fine with that. So the APDA 3A, there won't be any transition. We can see it loading here, and we can use this one to zoom and stuff. So that's pretty cool. From this one, we are flying to UpDuck, then we're flying the UQ48 airway down to UpMat. So let's put that in, UpMat, and then from UpMat we are doing, at least kind of preliminarily, we're doing the 06 approach. Not sure which one preliminarily, but we are landing on 06. I'll put the Y ILS. Could be wrong. Same with the star. We just gotta keep that in mind. We'll activate and we'll execute. We also want to do the takeoff stuff, and in order to do that we need to use this one, the performance takeoff, and we need to of course check what was the info we got from the load sheet, right? This one did have so like 566 for the takeoff weight. 566. I don't want to do any changes there. Optimum for the flap, anti-ice off, packs on. All of these are, I guess the wind has changed a bit. So maybe we can put that into consideration. It does seem like it's dry now, so should be fine. I will calculate based on this. So select the temp 39, 374352, flap 3.5. Okay, we can do this, I think.
Correct. Report ready.
And let me see, I don't think you put it here, right? It's a bit different with this one. I think you set it through the assumed temp, right? That's the way to do it. Could be wrong. But yeah, here, and then 39. And that's the one we set. So takeoff flex. Okay, good. Let's keep it on that. In terms of the takeoff values, what was it? 374352. 374352. You can also check with these ones, right? If you want to, but we're not gonna do that. We'll put, oh sorry, 152, right? Yeah, 152. Yeah, 152. Okay, good. Going back to the A cars, I'm gonna jump out. Seems like everything is on. We just need to remember some further steps. Okay, here we have the flex now. Do we need to put in the TOCG? Did that change from this one? Do you see it here, or? Maybe not. But okay, not a biggie. We'll put this one. And let me see, what did we just get now? We got, oh, it was a beep for some reason. I'm gonna go back to menu. I'll put this to the legs, and I'm gonna change this one to the A cars, so we remember to do all these next steps. Because what we'll need to do is the flight log. I'm going to do this timestamp for flight or the beginning out timestamp. Then we need to do the takeoff check, and then we put in the fuel on board, and then we need to do the one upon landing. I think those were the steps. I don't think there was anything cruise or similar. Knock on wood. I am hoping there wasn't, but I guess we'll know soon enough. 3.5 was the flap takeoff setting. So let's get that. I think that seems to be correct. Trim. Did we get specifics? No specific, but potentially we would have gotten it here. Nothing. So in terms of trim, we would tweak, I think, based on this one. You can see there's one like that's yellow, which you don't want to use that specific setting. So 3.5. The CG that we had, I'm gonna assume it's here in weight and balance. I think this one is updated maybe, right? So 20.7. I think it's the takeoff one you wanna put here. So that's 21. Something like that. And now we have what looks to be correct trim settings. So that's good. And taking that into account, we have done most of the difficult items. What we want to do is start the aircon. Sorry, aircon. We want to start the APU. And we need the start pumps for that. We don't need anything with the fuel. I think these ones are different, right? These center ones for the 88 compared to the 82, so something interesting. I think we want to start it, and let me see if we get it started. Yep. Okay, we're starting the APU. Did we do the welcome announcement? Did that do automatically? Let's press it so it's done. We'll deny the flight. Seatbelt sign on. I'm just gonna check. Yeah, the doors and they all seem to be fixed. That's good. Let me see what's it saying here. Edit your joke checklist. Not sure what that's supposed to mean, but okay. Maybe that you can edit that. I'm just trying to think now. We'll soon have the APU running. Seems like we do have it running. We can put the air on. We can actually disconnect that one. And the way we'll do this is I would ask them to disconnect the air conditioning as well.
You're clear to disconnect. Thanks.
And we'll ask for the jetways to be undocked. So as you can see, the weather has changed now quite rapidly. The downside of using volumetric ones, but at least we'll have less bugs in other aspects. So that's, you know, you win some and you lose some. The aircraft is looking good though, so that's nice to see. Yeah, it's a beauty, this livery. I like it. For some reason I'm getting those stutter when I move it a bit here. The camera, it's a bit annoying, but oh well. Can't have it all right. Let me just think. What are we forgetting, if anything? Yeah, what about here? Anti-skid is armed. Yaw dampener is on. Is there anything we need to in terms of the ram air? Maybe when we were on the ground, right? Wasn't that the landing barrow and landing altitude? The only thing we can say in that regard, and I think what we are landing, or where we're landing, it's runway 6. So let me just open quickly here. So landing at runway 6, that tells us that the runway is 287 in terms of landing altitude, so maybe we can just put that in. Something like that, maybe. I don't think we know the barrel, but let's put it in because I'm gonna forget. It's a short flight, it's not gonna change a lot. 1017.
Taxi via Whiskey, enter and line up for back track runway 11, report ready to
Sorry, went 1017,
327160.
right? That was the, yeah, that should be fine. And let me see, these are the bleeds, we don't want to put those. We can reset these ones. We should of course put this info, populate this. I'm just gonna put in something here. Not really too concerned about that, but of course it is more appropriate. I think we can close this maintenance interphone. APU power is still available. Oh, sorry, APU, sorry, not God. I was thinking external power, but APU should be still available. We can put the fuel tanks on because we're gonna need that to start stuff. I'm thinking what else? Don't think we need the hydraulics for the next step. Let's hide this one because it gets in the way. And the next way is, or the next step is to get pushback. Bonair 4003 ready for pushback. Yeah, still no luck. Let's have the co-pilot do it.
Ground.
He or she does it usually better.
4003 heavy ready for pushback.
And 03 left is pretty close to us.
Bonair 4003 heavy pushback approved.
Pushback approved. We're gonna ask for prepare
Why
for
pushback
pushback.
approved?
Yeah, why? We want to
Bonair
start engines.
4003
No.
heavy.
No need to start before. Let me just check quickly. The Pegasus system. Yeah, still working. Still looking good. So that's nice. Okay, ready for pushback. Actually, let me check some things here. What about chocks and stuff? Is that, well, maybe that's tied. I'm gonna put the anti-collision on, so that should get the red light. I think it's a red light, right?
5713.
But maybe I'm missing something. Oh yeah, we need to set the barrow in the aircraft to 1024. 1024. 1024. 1024. We want to get the nose to the left. It's a very short taxi. It's just down here, and we're gonna take off on the runway here at the closest. Okay, let's see. We can maybe leave this outside view. It does give a pretty good overview of how the taxiing is going. Yes, we want to release. I'm just thinking if I'm missing anything. I don't think so. We'll release. We want to put these pneumatic valves on. Start at will. And now I need to remember how we do this. I don't think we need a start pump anymore. We need to get it above a certain amount and then we put on the fuel. I think that was the key with this one to get it to start correctly. And actually one thing we need to check. Yeah, we can check that that works. Yeah, it seems to work. Let's start. We can do the safety.
Hello everyone. The captain and the entire crew would like to welcome aboard. We now ask for
Okay, starting the right engine first. Maybe we should start the left one.
this aircraft. When the seatbelt sign illuminates, you must fasten your seatbelt.
Okay, we want to get this as high as possible. 21. There we go. And now we should get an engine that starts and doesn't end up burning.
If we need to evacuate the aircraft, floor level lighting will guide you towards the exit. Doors can be opened by
You can hear the sounds a bit from the outside, but not from the inside.
with an inflatable slide which may
Yeah,
also
we have a bit more aircraft now, but not a lot. I'm not gonna lie, that's quite few. Okay, and we have the... And I'm actually gonna change to... And because I think I did some engine views. Yeah, here we can see one of the engines. We're waiting for that one. We can set parking brakes. I'll start the left engine. Do the same procedure. And I'll confirm the good engine start after we got this left engine started. Seeing increasing values. 19, 20, 21, 22. We cannot push that. Don't want it to lower too much. And now it is starting. Can bring that one up. Oh, let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's starting now as well. Happy days. Maybe we can keep this viewpoint. Happy days. We have things running as we want to have them. We can go auto on that one. Turn the air off. Galley should be on right. These are on the generators. We can turn off the APU. That's good. The pneumatics, you can turn those off. These ones can go on. We can confirm that we have a good engine start. And since this one is... I mean, this is really like a competitor, I guess, to the not the IXCG, but to the Boeing 737-300, which I guess is simulated and explained by IXCG, but kind of the same period. It's, as you can see, kind of a mix of different displays, right? And the thing I'm wondering is, can you see in any way if you're moving the, you know, if the ailerons, etc. are working, or do you just have to do that from the outside view? You can see that elevators and stuff seems to be working. So I think that's fine. I think it looks to be working. Okay, at least somewhat. Good enough. Before we go to the next step, I'm gonna put on the seat belt, check Pegasus. We have the engines on. Our flaps are up. No, they're not up, they are at 0. We want to put them to 3.5. Or let me see, actually I wanna... I think this should be 3.5. Yeah, now we're at 3.5. Good. We wanna arm the speed brake. We wanna arm the auto brake for takeoff. And what else? We wanna arm nav mode and the VNav mode. Maybe we can't arm that yet, something to keep in mind. We do want to put this to 152, right? The V2 value.
5 Alpha Delta Charlie, taxi via Zulu, report holding point.
And then I think we are basically ready-ish. Most things at least. Can we move this now? Possibly not. One other thing we want to put in is the data. That's gonna help us with the flying. Yeah, we can check the flight plan. We do want to get the weather radar up and running. So that's the turbulence one. Do we have a terrain one? We should have a terrain. I think it might be that one. So we'll put that on. You see, you're learning new things, or I'm learning new things as we go here. We'll put the range quite low. I'm just gonna check if this is on the right. Yeah. Now it's on the right one. And with that said, we are. Let's actually change to this one. We are ready. This beautiful aircraft is ready to go towards the airport of King Shaka, Durban. So we'll release the parking brakes. And now, here comes the interesting... can we get moving? I think we can. I hope we can. And before we get moving, actually, let's get the taxi. Bonair 4003 ready to taxi. Okay, they didn't hear that. We'll ask again, or have our co-pilot ask.
Ground. Bonair
I want to put that on,
heavy ready
and
to
we want to put the nose lights. I guess that's the taxi lights. And
Bonair 4003 heavy taxi to runway 0 tree left via Foxtrot. Alpha, hold
left
short runway
via
0 tree left.
Taxi to runway 0 tree left via Foxtrot. Alpha.
Okay, a bit of a different
Hold
one.
short
We'll
runway 0 tree left Bonair 4003 heavy.
we'll go left here and then down. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Okay, let's check that our nose wheel steering is working. It is. That's nice to see. Looking good. This one is actually pretty nice to taxi, and a bit challenging to land. So yeah, we taxied a bit wrong, but yeah, not a biggie. Oh, and one thing we need to do, of course, the fuel. So 7.6. And we need to put on the chrono. God damn it. You know, all these small mistakes that easily happens. What else? We need to warn the cabin crew of the departure. So that's something that we should do as well. Let's get on this yellow line as much as possible.
Report holding point Charlie.
But yeah, now I also finally got there, because I had the issue with the mouse not working, with the mouse view, and that was also related to the chase plane thing. So as long as you just keep chase plane visible, and thank God I have that extra screen, it works much better, the mouse viewpoint as well, which helps a lot when flying, specifically when doing the taxiing. And I wanna... It's not perfect though, it still does seem to get a bit bugged, but it's better than not having it. Let's call out to to the cabin crew, get them ready for takeoff. And I think when you do takeoff, you do a EPR limitation, right? You give a bit of thrust and then EPR limitation. And I guess you need to have auto throttle selected for that to work. Perhaps, right? We'll try that and see. I'm not gonna say I'm perfect at flying this aircraft. I have lots to learn and haven't flown it in a while.
Bonair for 003 heavy contact Johannesburg Tower on 118.1.
Tower on 118.1, Bonair 4003 heavy.
Okay, they already want us to contact tower. I'm gonna put on the light stuff so we don't need to tweak that at a later stage. Bonair 4003 ready for takeoff. They didn't get that either, so we'll have our co-pilot.
Tower, Bonair 4003 heavy ready for departure.
Bonair 4003 heavy winds are 208 at 12 knots. Runway 0 tree left cleared for takeoff squawk 3341.
I think it's Gaffer simulation, that's the ones I have for Tambo
Runway
and
0
for
tree
Durban.
left cleared for takeoff.
I
Squawking
think so, might be a different one for
3341
Durban,
Bonair
but
4003 heavy.
that's what I believe at least. We
Bonair
should do
4003
let's wait.
heavy, you are cleared for takeoff on runway 0 tree left.
0 tree left, clear for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 0 tree left. Bonair 4003 heavy.
Even though the taxiing is pretty okay with this one, nothing compared to the FS Labs. That's still the best one in P3D. Let's remember that we need to once again put in the fuel before we take off. So we're supposed to do that after takeoff checks. And we have done the lights, we have the flaps, we have the spoilers, we have the auto brakes, we have data, we have verified the data, we have, I think, most things somewhat properly set up. Not 100%, but good enough. So I'm just gonna put it in now. We'll do 7.5 for the next one. And I am just thinking, we didn't do the fire tests, so that's something that we did forget. And I'm just gonna check here. Can we get that armed? We have altitude hold. Yeah, we have nav armed. So that's good. The V nav not gonna do anything. Let me see, maybe we don't wanna do that actually. And let me get that away. Let's see, maybe if I press the EPR one and then do the auto throttle. I'm actually uncertain about the procedure in that regard, so something to keep in mind. We're gonna go and hope for the best. And there we go, the EPR. Now it's increasing. It's gonna take a bit of time to get going here, since we are at quite a high altitude already, at 5,500 feet. Hopefully we have calculated things correctly. Good. At least we got something from our co-pilot. We're over 100 knots, checked. 120, checked. Getting some annoying stuttering. V1, rotate. Okay, I'm gonna pull the nose up gently. And we have taken off. Very nice, actually. We are getting the gear up. We'll do the VNav climb.
Lights out.
gear up. We can do the lights. And I do want to trim this bird. Oh, it's raining again. Getting a traffic alert. Not the best, of course, to get at this situation, but oh well. Yeah, look at this bird. Looking very nice. The rain was tiny though, so we're fine. Let me just actually let me check that we get this to 0. Flap 0. We're gonna trim again to make it a bit easier. Some stuttering again, but nothing too bad. This flies wonderfully. Actually, this is once you do it properly, it's always gonna fly better.
Bonair 4003 heavy contact Johannesburg radar director on 121.4.
Radar director on 121.4. Bonair 4003 heavy.
We're maybe speeding up a bit too much.
Radar director Bonair 4003 heavy.
You can see here it has the older 80 with no info about the airspeed, right? We have that here.
Bonair 4003 heavy, this is Johannesburg radar director, go ahead.
Oh, seeing a bit of, let's trim a bit more. We're almost at 10,000, so I'm gonna retract these. I'm also gonna go to standard barometric settings. I need to tie these, I don't want them synchronized, it's too much work to do all of them. That's a one-man crew. Yeah, let's turn down. We're above 10,000, so that's good.
Bonair 4003 heavy contact
Things are looking
Johannesburg
good.
West Center.
Oh, did we forget to remove the heavy? That's annoying.
Center on 118.5.
Let's put on the
Bonair
autopilot.
4003 heavy.
But yeah, we'll live with that. That might have been why I didn't answer. Heavy's fine. Is it changing for us? It is changing, so that's
Center
good.
Bonair 4003 heavy. Climbing to flight level 150.
And are we getting the right?
Bonair for 003 heavy.
I'm just
this is
gonna check
Johannesburg
the
West
legs
Center, go
page.
ahead.
Return. Did we get higher clearances? Nothing as of yet. Let's go menu. Should have had this selected much earlier, but oh well. Yeah, okay, looks good. We have nav, we have VNav, flying the EPR. We do want to be at climb now though. Or maybe it's following with the VNav, right? That's gonna put it into climb. I hope at least. Let me see just for fun if I press speed. Yeah, exactly. Then we go to the VNav, climb, FMS, EPR. Okay, good. Just so we know. For my own understanding of how the system logic is. We could have tweaked there as well.
Bonair for 003
Oh yeah, here we go.
heavy
Looking
climb
good.
and maintain flight level 230.
Climb and maintain flight level 230.
230.
Bonair 4003 heavy.
Just gonna do a new thumbnail. Very wonderful kind of visuals here in South Africa. Okay, we have 44 minutes to go. It's gonna get less the more we climb. But yeah, so far so good. Let's check that we did. Because I think, right, there's some things you should do then after you're up in the air, right? You don't need this trans or this auxiliary one, right? And apart from that, Yeah, the seatbelt sign. We don't need the RAM one, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be passing through with food and drink. Please check the magazine in front of you for the
Yeah, look at this.
amazing duty-free offers.
We're on our way, slow
Bonair
and steadily.
003 Heavy, expect the APMA-1A arrival with the APMAT transition
Oh,
for
and
the
now we're
ILS
getting
Zulu.
info. Okay, so APMA.
Bonair 4003 Heavy, begin descent at pilot discretion. Descend via the APMA-1 Alpha arrival with the APMAT transition to 3,400 feet.
So we're doing run
QNH
ILS
is
Zulu,
1017
runway
at
24.
King Shaka International Airport.
Okay, so that's something we need to immediately change because that's gonna
Will
or
begin
affect.
descent at pilot discretion.
So
Descend
ILS
via
Zulu
the APMA
24.
1 Alpha arrival with the APMAT transition to 3,400 feet.
APA
QNH is
1
1017.
Alpha
Bonair 4003 Heavy.
with the APMAT transition. Let me execute that and see where we get. Sorry, let's go to legs. Yeah, we have here the final vectoring. Okay, so we're looking for runway 24. The Zulu one, right? And we can just start providing some of the info. One of them being the decision height, right? And I always forget with this one where it's located, but I think it's here. So the decision height, ABCD 501. We're just doing normal ILS. This one moves very nicely. We can quickly change it to 501. Let me get a better view. I can use this captain's view. So we see a bit better. Is that for the VX or? Maybe, yeah, maybe for that one. We are gonna climb 35,000, so I'm gonna put that up. But I guess we have the pilot discretion in that regard. So they didn't give us more information. 501. The landing is the thing I mostly fear with this one, because and not the approach or steps like that, but okay, 500, that's fine, we'll do that for the decision. The ILS is 1097. 1097. Course is 242. And since I just want to make sure we are on the right settings, I'm gonna do this manually. 1097 242. There we go, guys. And let me check if we have anything here. Transfer lockout, standby on. Is that anything we could think of? Don't think so. In terms of the landing, actually, let's check how that one is populated. Yeah, okay, we have the inputs here. We'll do a flap 40 landing, I think. Something to just keep in mind. Still climbing, some interesting weather. This is one of the uglier, I would say, volumetric clouds setups, but okay. Luckily we have the Matthias scenery to look at, so that looks pretty good. We're climbing 24,000. Still have 32 minutes to go, 240 nautical miles. We got the QNH 1017 for the landing, 34 feet. And I'm actually, where's my pens there? I'm gonna write that down on my whiteboard so I don't have to check that. 34,000 feet. 1017 UNH. And what else is important? Pilot discretion for the so that's something PD. Pilot discretion for the descent. And yeah, and the top of descent isn't for a while according to pilot 280C, at least their intended top of descent, and ours is also a bit further away. And we got a message now, ACARS message, so let's go and check what we got from the ACARS. We'll return, we'll go to received. Crew message. Dear crew, please be advised via Sigmet, Johannesburg. Okay, some info. Okay, very nice. You know, just waste paper, we're gonna press print. Too cool to see that pop out there. We like that. And then we have the flight log here where we put I think the last one, right? Once we've landed. Fuel is looking okay, 6,300. It's decreasing so low when it's in kilos compared to pound. So I'm a bit unused to that, but I think otherwise it's fine, right? Let's have a look. This view is pretty beautiful, I must say. I would definitely, if I was flying the Mad Dog in real life, I would put a GoPro exactly there. One there, and then one of these, this perspective. That's I think that's a cool view. And talking about views, I'm actually gonna go. So we're going through the pictures from the JP Airlines Fleet International from 07-08. And where did we stop yesterday? Was that with like the 727? So there was a bunch of pictures in this one with some nice. Exactly, we're stopping here at the 737. So what do they have here? 737-400 central wings, 737-500 Bulgaria Air. That one looks so tiny, the 500. Then 737-600 also looks tiny. Air China, 737-700 Sky Europe, 737-800 with winglets. No wait, yeah, with winglets actually. Air Sahara, 747-200 Transaero Airlines. Amazing. And then it was the United one we checked, the 747-400 with the United Blue, 757-200 Air Bashkortostan. Probably butchered that one. Bellevue Airlines Charity one, 767-200 ER. And then Land Cargo 767-300 ER. And then Boeing 777-200 ER, Vietnam Airlines. Pretty beautiful, or different, like blue livery kind of, and then some grey on the bottom fuselage. It's a pretty interesting one. And then a 777-300 ER Singapore Airlines. The iconic Singapore look. Ah, look at this, Super DC-3. Lineas Aeras Canedo. So, something from, looks like a Bulgarian flag, perhaps? South America, at least. I'm gonna assume, because I guess it's Spanish. What else? Douglas, Boeing McDonald's, Arrow, Panama. DC-8. Is there any DC-8 still left flying? I know that they retired the Samaratian, or was... God, butchering that one, but the Samaritan Purse, or whatever it's called, the charity organization. What's this one? MD-82, so similar to what we were flying. DC-982 to be exact. Dubrovnik Airline. That's an ugly ass livery though. Like they have a picture of the city on the side. Jesus Christ. Who designed that? And then Boeing McDonnell Douglas MD-90 30. That's a plane that's no sim. the MD-90. And I don't care for it other than I would want the Saudi Arabian version with the specific nice looking screens, right? Kind of 717 type of screens. And look at this, we got some new weather. Never seen anything like this, so it's it's an interesting simulation of the weather. Let's check our time. 25 minutes to go, 200 nautical miles exactly. Now 1195, so it's decreasing quickly as we're coming up towards our cruising altitude. Let's align all of these. Where was I? Yeah, the MCD-90 British jet. That's it's an ugly one. It's always an interesting one. It's like BritishJet.com. That's an interesting livery to have. What do we have then? DC-10 30F. So they still were flying quite a bit back here at the end of the 2000s with the Gemini Air Cargo. Very beautiful. And then the MD-11 of World Airways, operated in retro colors. I mean, this is kind of at the end. It's only like 4 or maybe like 8 years left of MD-11 operations at this point. Then we have the Bombardier CRJ-200 Ibex Airlines, Bombardier CRJ-700 Lufthansa CityLine, Bombardier CRJ-900 Macedonian Airlines. And this is an interesting one because this one wasn't really featured in the 95-96 version that I have, right? Because they were coming after that. Then we have the Dash 8 Series 100 Air Quebec, Dash 8 Series 300 Air Southwest, and then the Dash Q400. Which I must say, the Q400 is the nicest looking one of them. It just looks sleekest. And that's the Sun State Airlines. They have some really cool pictures on this one, I'm not gonna lie. And a lot of them as well. Jesus. Maybe I'll leave some for next one. I need more of these books. It's fun to go through them and just check kind of, you know, what fleets did they have. Like, which one is this? This is like crazy huge fleet with 737-500s, ERJ-145s. That's Continental Airlines. Look at that. Interesting. Basically an all Boeing except the ERJs. And the MD-82s. But yeah, very interesting. And here they have the Dreamliner delivery. It's crazy to think how, you know, because you don't think the Dreamliner is that old, but it's already back here it's being delivered. Interesting though how the Continental one doesn't have any 777-300, it only has the 200 ERs back here. Delta Airlines, Jesus Christ, the amount of MD-88s. Crazy CRJs, 737-800, so many listed. Crazy amounts. FedEx Express, what's interesting, maybe you can see they have the DC-10. They have the Fokker 27s, the 727s, and a lot of them, A310s, A300s, MD-11, DC-10, 10F, MD-10s, yeah, that's such a cool kind of designation, right? The MD-10, very interesting. Very different. What we can get at this point though, while we're waiting and just kind of flying, is go and request the 80s at our arrival one, FALE. And I'm actually gonna check now with the A cars that we have. Yeah, we're flying FAOR FALE. Good. I always get worried. or always and always, but from time to time I get a bit worried, like, are we flying the right one? I hope so. That should mean we got the info. This 80s one works much better than the one from FS Labs, where I don't always get the 80s, unfortunately. In terms of the missed approach, it's actually an interesting one, because you're turning left and then turning left and then turning left, so you're basically climbing straight ahead, then turning left to intercept the arc, and then you're just going around and doing it again. And in terms of things to consider of this airport is that it's located by the sea, so if we're coming from runway 24 to the east, I guess, or to the left of our path, we're going to have the sea, and then to the right, or to the west of us, we're going to have mountain ranges. Not that high though, 1,000 to 2,000 feet. But something to keep in mind.
Bonair for 003
Glide slope
heavy
seems to be a
contact
normal descent
Johannesburg
angle
Center
of
on
3
119.9.
degrees.
Center on
Nothing
119.9.
too interesting.
Bonair 4003 heavy.
Okay, let me check. We are being asked to change to center 119.9,
Center Bonair 4003 heavy.
and they
Descending
changed
via the
by
APMA
themselves.
1A
That's
arrival
good.
with the APMAT transition to 3,400 feet.
And we're able to maintain the altitude, so that's nice.
Bonair 4003 heavy, this is Johannesburg East Center, go ahead.
Not sure if this one has wing flex. Will it be noticeable? It's kind of tiny wings, right? The weather radar hasn't shown anything. Not 100% surprised. It is a bit weird in the sense that it's not always working really when you're using volumetric clouds. So it's that's also one thing that you're kind of you know, not getting similar or to the similar extent that you would get with 2D clouds. So something to keep in mind. The top of the descent is very late. Let me change back to the view. It's around Apka, and I think we'll start descending earlier. We're at 35,000 feet, so I want to descend at least around 100 nautical miles, a bit further away preferably. So we'll do it a bit earlier, but let's see as we get closer when we decide to do that. I would want to start at least 40 nautical miles, so a bit before the top of the descent, to be honest. The clouds are pretty high up here, actually. That's interesting. Now you can see the engines spinning as they should. We do have an interior, but look at this. This is not up to today's standard. It works perfectly though from the outside. If you're a bit further away, you don't really care. But it's not really. And this is actually fun because I remember exactly where I was sitting. I sat. This is how I found out I was actually flying an MD-82, and I was like, what plane did I fly back then? And it's because of this area, and I was sitting here in this seat. It was very loud. I remember the flight was so loud, and I just couldn't figure out. Like I was like, damn, I don't remember flying being this loud, and yeah, it really was that loud. Because it's near engines, right? Well, if you're up here in the cockpit, it's really not that loud. But I do want to get, and I'm going to just show you guys quickly here before we start descending, because we're going to start descending pretty soon. We only have 16 minutes left, 130 nautical miles, so we're going to want to start descending very shortly. But I'll show you here quickly before we start. If we go to Sim Market, you have these nice immersion packages. And it's, let me see, you have quite a bit, you have some engine ones, and then you have the cockpit sound, and let me see, was there anything else? It's the immersive audio one. I do want to get maybe this the Q400. I think the sounds are pretty good on that one though, so I'm not sure if I want to get that. But I've been thinking about it. The one I do want to get though is definitely the 737NG immersion one. There's a light version as well, a bit cheaper it seems. But then here we go. We have the Mad Dog cockpit sound, and then we have the engine one. And these have well one review unfortunately, but this one, the sound immersion one, it's like the knobs and stuff. It's supposed to be really good. A-car Sprinter, etc. So I am probably gonna get this at some point. It's a bit expensive though, so I'm hoping for a sale. But if there's a sale, I'm definitely gonna buy. That's for sure. But let's wait and see. Hopefully soon though. I mean, we have Black Friday coming up. We missed across the pond, so we missed a lot of good sales. Or there wasn't any. I know Paxim had a sale now, so I need to think if I'm gonna get some Taiwan or Japanese airports from them. It's a long sale though, it's the holiday sale, so not a big rush, but let's see. But okay, thinking now about descending. We wanna descend down to 3,600, right? We can do 4,000 for now, and then we'll tweak that. Our top of descent is only here, but I don't want to wait that long. We only have 110 nautical miles remaining. Of course, you know. Well, maybe it's not that big of a rush to descend, but I do want to start pretty soon, I think. It sounds very late to do it. But maybe it's not that late. 90 nautical miles. Yeah, maybe you can descend actually sufficiently. We're only supposed to be down to 3,000 feet by the end of it for the actual approach. 424. Let me actually double check this one. So runway 24 is gonna be the quicker one in. So we should actually start descending now, if I'm being honest. So now we are on level. We should have put this to cruise. Maybe it did it automatically, I don't know. But we should have. We can press the VNav one. That should kickstart. No, I think what we need to do in order to get this started is to force it down a bit with the vertical one. Just to start descending it. And then can we get it to descend now? VNav. Now I think something's happening. Yeah, let's start on time. We don't wanna end up being too high. Too hot and high. Okay, so we are descending. This seems to be the terrain. So there's some quite... oh, now the weather is changing again. God damn it. That's a bit annoying. I hate things because then you get... This kind of breaks the immersion, seeing the cloud, and it's just this weird thingy-a-bob happening. Yeah, not the best. Can we remove this completely? No, we can only remove that, but that's fine. Gives us a bit of a better view. We don't need that anymore. So we are descending now. That's happy days. Let's think. What do we need? Speed brake. We can keep armed. We are gonna do medium on the auto brake. I'm gonna start a bit earlier, but just so I don't forget, because I think these needs to be on. We can't arm this until we have the gear down, right? So something to try and remember, hopefully. What else do we need to think about? We have started our descent. 3,600, right? That was the... There we go. 3,600. we're about 10 to yeah, so it's maybe time to ask them to prepare for landing as well. Can be nice to our cabin crew. I think you can do a similar request with the Luke air tool. I do miss PAX though, because it's so much more automated. So I'm trying to get that fixed, but no luck thus far. Yeah, with the support from. I'm actually gonna go and check, 'cause I think they might have answered me. So let me see, tickets. I'm just gonna answer quickly. Okay, no, nothing else to report. Can we see flight center flight map maybe? That could be. Can we on the map see the ongoing? Okay, there's a lot of planes going to Dulles. An A350 and a 777. They must be flying together perhaps. Yeah, some people are recording. I can't do those long flights, man. It's crazy long. Don't have the time. And another guy is going from Newark back, flying also the 777. And then you have me flying the MD-88. Yeah, that's the real plane. They have a really good community though, I'll give Bonair that. A lot of people are always online flying. Looks like they're having fun, etc. Haven't joined really in those calls. I mainly, when I've been active, I've been on Walker Air, sometimes talking to some of the guys, and then what else? Not Walker Air, but Arrow Cargo. Any of the other ones? I don't think so actually. Some of them are active though, Air Vigo, etc. So, you know, choose whichever. You're gonna find people to discuss with, etc. Get input from. One of the big reasons why I got or did my YouTube channel was to get to interact with the community and, you know, get feedback. You know, sometimes you get the most great comments, and then sometimes it's like, oh, this is wrong. And I do appreciate those comments anyway, but yeah. Of course, it's always a bit nicer when you get some more constructive kind of feedback rather than just wrong. You should do this. But I think unfortunately that's and not meant as a kind of derogatory term in terms of the being autistic, but that's the autistic side of the community. I'm more in the sense of being kind of stick in the butt kind of persons. You know, though some of my friends would call me autistic for liking flight sim. not to be too, but yeah. It's not the most common people kind of thing to do. Okay, we are descending 28. Are we descending too slow, or am I? Now we're increasing. Maybe it was just the limitations, right? Just quickly gonna check. Yeah, maybe we didn't want to be too low. But I feel like we are a bit too high. But okay, let's see. In terms of the transition altitude, it's 500, so it's not that high. Something to keep in mind. I still don't see how we're gonna make this. We only have 50 nautical miles. There's no way we're gonna make this. We can make it though if I add a bit of speed brake, I think. Not sure if there's a limitation in itself or if it's automatically limited. Let's see. You can sometimes see some nice effects with this aircraft. It has some really nice built-in one. let's use yeah, let's do the wing view that I had. This one I think was nice. Okay, so I'm gonna put that in. But actually, if it wants me to really go to Laney, it feels a bit dumb. I'm gonna check here if I change, because what did they give us? They gave us the arrival star, and that was the upmat, right? And we're doing the 2-4. Wait a second, why are we flying? Did we forget to change it correctly? That's just my luck. Too goddamn dumb sometimes. Did they want us to do the 1B? The APMA 1 arrival for the ILS. What the hell? So this is the correct one, but it's stupid as hell. Okay. Yeah, because that's the B one. So if we go back, it doesn't even have the upmat 1 as an option. What the hell? Okay. I still want to see though, what are they giving us in terms of the approach. It's supposed to be that one. And 3,400, sorry, not 3,600. I'm gonna stop using the speed brake. That feels unnecessary considering how we're flying. But okay, that didn't make sense. I didn't want to start descending too early, because that would have just been okay, done. Let's see, we're getting a bit of stuttering. Not sure why. Usually this aircraft has no issues with stutters or similar. Let's can we remove this one in any way? Because this one was just by pressing that, but maybe this one has a different... Oh yeah, it was that one. Good, 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 good. 22,000, it's descending. Still nothing from our dear ATC, but okay, we'll follow. They have a plan. That's King Shaka. We could have already landed. My only gripe with flight sim and flying with pilot ATC, sometimes you get these stupid routes. But if this is what they're gonna give us, then this is what we'll fly. Drag required. Don't think we'll need to add more drag, to be honest. We have sufficient. I think though the main question I have is because we have after Laney, it's vectors. We haven't gotten any vectoring. So up on arrival with the upmat transition. I'm just gonna go here and check again. Oh wait, sorry, that was the APMA 1. That's the APMA B. Okay, APMA 1. No transitions to runway 24. They don't really align, that's the weird part. And the ILS Zulu. I'm gonna activate the approach. Maybe that's the problem, I didn't activate the approach. I'm just gonna check here again on the approach. Yeah, maybe that was the issue, I didn't activate the approach. That's why we're flying this ridiculous... Okay, but in order to not go totally off... we can do something like that. And now we're flying nav track, drag required. Okay, and let's hopefully we'll turn back in. Be able to get and do a nice smooth landing. Oh. I think we broke the... Or no, we didn't actually. But that's crazy, even descend like that. Hate when it does that. It makes sense though, because I guess it's trying to keep a specific speed. I'll put the seatbelt sign on. I'm gonna put the landing lights already a bit early, but it will hopefully speed things up. And I'm interested in seeing, will we start the turn and how is that gonna be handled. Okay, we're on FMS idle, we're
Bonair
doing...
4003 heavy, you are 12 nautical miles west of the airport.
We got a clear direct.
QNH is 1017, cleared direct Charlie Foxtrot 24 Zulu, then cleared for
Yeah,
the ILS
so we
Zulu
got the
approach
cleared.
to runway 24
So we're
at
doing this
Kinshasa
correct.
International Airport.
That's
Contact
fine.
Durban approach on 125.75.
So it's all fine. We're flying it correctly.
QNH is 1017. Cleared direct Charlie Foxtrot 24 Zulu, then cleared for the ILS Zulu approach to runway 24 at Kinshasa International Airport approach
We need to
on
descend a lot actually. We're gonna add the drag. I think it's time to admit defeat, not adding the drag. We need to descend. We need to descend a lot. 3,000. We need to be at 3,000 almost.
Descending to 3,400 feet.
Yeah, 3,000 at the final one.
Bonair 4003 Heavy, this is Durban approach, go ahead.
Okay, Durban approach. We are also gonna do the nose lights, I think, just to make it a bit easier. Are we still, what are we following now?
950 is our very good morning. Continue LS approach runway 11, 150 decrease 10 knots, KNH 1024. Report for
I'm wondering if we, because it has, yeah, we're turning, that's the problem. We kind of went a bit too slow there. But look at this wing, this effect is pretty cool. Let's see if we have them. Yeah, we have them on the other. Yeah, but then we... Ugh, ugly. Seeing the inside of the plane, that's never good. Yeah, but here we can see, they look pretty cool, the effects. But yeah, very clear weather. I have no complaints in that regard. Why aren't we descending faster than what we are now? Clamp? I don't want to clamp, I want to descend. Yeah, FMS EPR, that's fine. Let me actually, because I have an annoying feeling that we might have some issues due to how we set this up. If we do that, we might get something doable. Even though the turn is gonna be hideous. Let's see if we have a waypoint we can play with. No, nothing. I mean, we could make one, right? But... And actually, considering that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the responsible decision and fly the heading, and then do a direct so we can actually make the turn. Yeah, we can do something like that, I think. Okay, we're coming down on 10,000. I think I'm actually gonna go. We can keep the speed, but I think I'll do the the descent myself. I feel that's gonna do a bit better. Because we can descend more, we don't want to slow down too much in terms of speed. We have the airport here to our right. Yeah, sorry for this bit of a messy kind of approach. I should have done a turn with the heading and then set up the direct. That was a bit of a me mistake, unfortunately. Okay, we want to be a bit careful here because we don't want to fly out completely into nowhere. We're below 250 though, so that's good. Maybe the ram air can be on. We can actually, just so we don't forget, we'll arm the speed brake. We'll decrease the descent rate a bit. We're gonna go flaps full for the landing. We're gonna use this, so we need to arm. Is this the thrust reverser's arm or the auto brake? That's a good question. Okay, we still have some ways to go. I'm just quickly gonna check how a direct from here would look. Starting to look a bit better, but I would say we can still get something better. Gonna turn more. And look at this, we have quite a different fodder reel down here. But that's fine. It's no biggie. But yeah, it's a bit of a variety. Just probably the source data that's okay, we're gonna race and then we're gonna try to do it again. To be honest, I want to fly a bit like this and then start turning right. I think we just have to be, we can do this more kind of play around because we know we have visuals on the mountains, etc. So long as we pay attention to that, it's more possible. I think maybe now, maybe we're getting to the phase where we can actually pull this off. We want to get a bit behind it and then make the turn, so we have some time to adjust. Or maybe
Bonair
this will be the best.
4003 Heavy QNH is 1017
and
at
we can,
King
let's
Shaka
change it even though it's
International
not
Airport.
5.
Contact King Shaka International Tower on 118.45.
QNH is 1017, tower on 118.45, Bonair 4003 Heavy.
Let's put all of them on the right one. 1017.
Tower Bonair 4003 Heavy, inbound for ILS approach runway 24.
Okay, and let's do the direct now. I think this is as
Bonair
good as we're gonna get it.
4003 Heavy, good morning. Continue ILS to runway 24, call when established on final.
Yeah, this we're gonna be able to execute. Finally.
Continue ILS runway 24 will call when established on final Bonair 4003 Heavy.
And we can call when we're established on final.
Good morning, Corey.
Tower, good morning, approach 934, establish on localizer. France 934 Tower, good morning, continue LS Zulu runway 11 approach, wind 150 degrees 9 knots, QNH 1027, report.
So this should be good. We don't have a lot of time and to adjust anything, but it should be sufficient. We do want to descend though, maybe a bit more than what we have. I think we can go on the first flap setting, or the slats.
Slats extended.
Yeah, let's get the slats extended. That's gonna help us. We can descend a bit quicker. Like 1000 maybe. and decrease the speed a bit. Let's see. To be honest, I think we can remove the auto trolls. I am more than fine doing this manually from now on. We are gonna be at 4,000, I think, just about in time for this. So there we go. I'm not gonna arm the approach one just yet, or the ILS one. We'll wait a bit. But soon enough we can. Let's make sure we don't go below. And now I think we do need to add a bit of thrust to maintain. If it's gonna rain, let's maybe make sure we have the Vipers. The weird part is that we have a clear sky. I guess it's not impossible, you know, maybe like tiny clouds, something like that. Adding, you know, could be, I guess. Gonna add a bit more flaps, I think. I think it might also be time to do the ILS arm, that one. We're getting something failed, so I'm just gonna check if this is actually the right 1097. Yeah, 242, okay. Well, we have approach, we have the localizer, the glide slope maybe not yet, hopefully soon enough. Okay, adding more flaps. It seems like it stopped raining, we can skip that. Let's check speed brake armed. Let's drop the gears already. We can
Gear down, 3 green.
maybe we need more flaps for that. Adding a bit more flaps.
Flaps 15.
Oh, let's park these ones. Add a bit of thrust. Still no glide. What the hell did I do wrong? Did I maybe mess something up? 109.7? Maybe the glide slope isn't functioning. Okay, maybe let's assume the worst, and or maybe, you know, assume that I did something wrong.
Flaps 28.
You know, it's not impossible that something went wrong. Let's get this one back so we can press that one, and then we'll continue descending. I mean, we can do this manually anyway at this point. It's gonna be fine. We're a bit high though, that's my main, even though we are descending relatively rapidly. What about the flaps? We're only at 26. Is that because we're flying too fast maybe? Could be a defense. Yeah, let's see what we get. We're not really that stabilized. We have a bit of descent yet to get to the minimums. There we go. Now we seem to be on the. We can see the poppies. There's one or two reds. Two reds, perfect. So we can stabilize it a bit now. And I'll add a bit of thrust. Let's see. We might have to add a bit of right rudder, I think. Now we're getting it down to 40. The flaps 48 now.
Bonair 4003 heavy winds are 205 at 3
settings, I don't
knots.
know.
Cleared to land runway 24.
Okay, I'm gonna slow
Cleared
down.
to land runway 24.
We're coming
Bonair
way too fast.
4003 heavy.
Traffic.
I would say that's my biggest or I guess the biggest risk is that we're coming pretty fast, pretty goddamn fast. 200. 100.
50, 40, 30, 20.
Okay, let's go to. Yeah, that's gonna work.
2 in reverse.
2 in reverse. I mean, it worked out in the end, even though we didn't get the ILS for some reason. But we are slowing down. Why couldn't I arm?
60 knots.
Who knows? Stupid mistakes. Probably did something wrong. Maybe some of you can write in the comments what went wrong. That's gonna be helpful. Okay. But the landing was pretty decent though, all things considering.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelts on until we reach the gate. On behalf of the airline and the entire crew, we would like to thank you for choosing to fly with us and hope to see you soon again. Thank you.
Okay, we're just gonna go all the way down. But yeah, this airport looks pretty nice. I need to check though, because this could also be, let me see, Durban, P3D. It's FSDG, I think. That's why it looks much better, to be honest. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I might have that version. The Guffer one has Durban as well. Or do I have the Guffer one actually? Now I need to check. This is interesting. Which Durban do I have? The Guffer one or the FSDG? Durban. FSDG. FSDG. Yeah, that makes sense. It is, I would say, the better one, if I'm being honest. And they are more reputable kind of creator of flight sim airport sceneries. So, okay, let's get the APU going. Did we forget to say established on final? God, I got so focused there, you know, trying to fix all of these issues. Hopefully no failures or something occurred, you know. That would have been, I mean, not impossible. I have maintenance-based failures, so, you know, if I screwed something up, that that could have been we are on the runway. Let's see, soon we'll have the APU one. But at least we got the landing clearance, so that's fine. Let's ask for taxi.
Tower, Bonair 4003.
Do we have
heavy
more?
ready to
Yeah,
taxi.
1300, and I guess that was the one that's gonna take off right after
Bonair
us now.
4003 heavy contact King Shaka International Ground on 121.65
I
for
don't
taxi clearance.
Where's my AIG aircraft? But maybe I don't have that many
Ground
for
on
South
121.65
South Africa. That
for
could be it.
taxi. Bonair 4003 heavy.
Okay, let's turn these off. Retract those. That can go back to position. We don't need the PIDO ones. You can get the taxi request, even though we'll just
Ground.
ignore that anyway.
Bonair 4003 heavy ready to taxi.
APU. APU air. I
Bonair
guess we
for
don't want to do all
003 heavy sorry, no gate available at this airport.
the lies, man. One problem could be, and I actually thought about this, it could be because the default data doesn't have the right ICAO code. So that could be what, not for this airport, but for OR Tambo, that could be what makes it an issue, to be honest. But that's about it that I can think of. Yeah, this one looks pretty nice. FSDG, very nice developer, I would say. They just make these kind of... I think they did Cape Town as well. That's a light one though. This one I don't think is a light one. Could be though, but I don't think so. But yeah, they do some really nice ones. No complaints from my side, in other words. Okay, so let's just taxi here with our nice Bonair MD-88. Let's check if we got any data. Okay, we got some taxi overspeed entered 30 knots. Okay. We landed at well, around 185. 241 according to Luke Air Tool. We're gonna close Luke Air Tool. Yeah, we don't care about the score. We just wanna wrap that up.
Thank you, good day. Good day, sir.
And we'll turn here on the next one. I mean, even if this issue at the end, you know, maybe I did something wrong with the glide slope, or maybe there isn't one, right? Something with the sim. It still was a fun flight. Or did I put the wrong 1097? No, it is localizer 1097.
Yeah, those are the 8505 running vacated and marshal is inside.
Roger, continue with marshal good afternoon.
Yeah, no clue, to be honest. No clue. Okay, let's see, we're gonna get here, we'll stop once we're on the, or somewhat on the yellow lines. Maybe something like this should do it. Yeah, okay, not perfect, but good enough type of parking. We'll shut the engines. The flight may now be ended. We say thank you. We'll complete the flight for Bonair. Complete flight. Nice first flight with new Pegasus system. Submit. There we go. And now we'll just watch the replay. Wait, I need to have a look. Let's just check this one. I always figured this was related to the brake. Maybe this one arm, disarm. I think it's related to the outer brake. But could it be something else? Not sure. Thrust reverses? Nah, I can't believe that those would be connected to such a switch, but maybe. Could it have been this one? Should I have reset it this one? Yeah, do not use those. Nah, I don't think that one either. Maybe here we can see it on the... And let me check. Fix, prog, descent, init ref, takeoff, index, approach. Maybe approach. Maybe I did do something wrong. 2421097. I don't know. I do not know. We'll have to check the inspection. Okay, we couldn't do a weekly inspection. Hopefully we don't have any errors, failures. Can we see that somehow? Custom events? No. Who knows? Let's just watch the replay. You know, sometimes things don't work out exactly as you want them to. And that's fine, that makes it fun as well. How far back do we need to go? Maybe 5... No, we need to go further. 520 maybe? 530, we'll push back a bit. think the approach was fine. I mean, we were not handling the speed that well because I couldn't get the flaps to 40. So something I was doing wrong in there. But apart from that, I think we came in pretty good. I think it was good because I did kick in a bit of right rudder just before landing. Just, well, maybe we can't see it here, but it just kicked it in, and that made us come in very nicely and smoothly. And maybe a bit late, just kind of at the end, but we had a long, nice runway to use, so we were planning on using all of it anyway. No point stopping here either, right, at these areas, because there's no gates there, right? We want to go down to the main one. But yeah, oh, and I think we could see the thrust reversers being active. That's cool, always nice. But yeah, with that said, hopefully you enjoyed this flight. Some mishaps, but I would say generally a pretty decent flight. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below, of course, and or any recommendations, suggestions, areas of improvement, etc. But other than that, yeah. Thank you and goodbye.